back to another Kevin Samuels video. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm going to be saving my commentary for the end of the video, so stay tuned for that.
All right, Galaxy 820. You need to hold the phone steady. Sean, whatever your name is, you're about to get bounced because I can't see you. Hold on. Going to the Zoom call. Hello, Grace. Ready? Unmute yourself, please. Hello. Yes. How old are you?
I am 33.
All right. So what did I get wrong?
You know, I totally agree with everything you say, all of your content. I will challenge this though. I will challenge you to say that perhaps you aren't saying everything, because if you do, you'll be demonized for it. And
What do
I'm
you mean?
saying that to say that as a single mother, and I'm a single mother of 2 children, but I feel like we technically have a home court advantage.
I'm not.
Meaning,
I'm not saying everything. Is that what you're saying?
I believe you're not saying everything, because as a single mother, we have a home court advantage,
Is that
meaning that we should be learning, um, we should be learning patience. We should be learning how to cultivate a great household for our children. We already should come equipped with everything that we need. So I feel like we should technically have an advantage
okay?
that
Then why
a
don't?
woman that is single does not, I mean, that is single with
So
no children
so
technically
so
does not have.
I agree. So why don't more women with children have your mindset, or in more have what you're talking about, or even have your mindset?
Feel like, as I've learned, it's more like the behavior will stop when it no longer serves you. And I feel that they will stop that behavior once it no longer serves them. I feel like saying that
Okay.
you're,
Okay. Let
go
me.
ahead,
I like to keep things tight.
go
Uh
ahead.
you have 2 children.
I do.
Have you been married?
No,
Why aren't you married?
I'm not married because I have not chosen to be married in my lifetime. However, marriage is something that I know for a fact that
What do you
I
mean
could
you
be
haven't
married.
chose? What do you mean you haven't chosen to be married?
I haven't chosen to be married because it was not something that I was interested in for quite a while.
Has someone proposed to you?
Yes,
How many times have you been engaged? Have you been
I've
engaged
been yes, I've been engaged once.
to the person who you have your children?
No,
Okay. Was it after you had your children?
this was after I had my first child.
So your children are by different fathers?
Yes, my children are 16 and 4. So they are by
Whoa,
two
whoa, whoa,
different
whoa,
fathers.
whoa, whoa,
Yes,
whoa, whoa,
12-year
whoa.
difference.
So see, so I'm gonna push back on you.
Go
You
ahead.
you're saying that what women need to do, but as a woman who came in saying the kind of things you're saying, the women are gonna say, then why can't you get it together?
Women will more than likely say that. However, I don't feel that I don't necessarily have it together. I feel that I'm at a point where I've been healing myself and
Do
I've
you have
been
a
doing a
son?
lot
Do
of
you have a
self
son?
work. I have
Do you have
2 sons.
are they involved with their fathers?
My youngest is involved with his father, yes.
But the oldest isn't?
But the oldest is not, which is none of my doing. I try to uh, foster that relationship, and
So
he
I
blew
gotta
it.
ask I gotta ask the elephant in the
Go
room.
ahead.
If you say marriage is nothing you've ever been interested in, then why are you a mother twice?
That's a very good question.
And yeah, it is, and
So,
that's what the question guys want me to ask. Because y'all come in here capping. I'm this and I'm that, and I'm not choosing to be married. I'm like, well then, but you chose to bring 2 lives into the world without choosing to not be married, knowing that puts children at a statistical disadvantage, and y'all proudly do this shit.
so what I will say is my first child I had at an earlier age. My last child that I had, who was 4, that relationship ended
But you,
abruptly in an assault. So that was
it ended
not
in an
technically
assault?
of me, where I almost, yes, where I almost lost my child. So that's why the
Okay.
relationship
All
ended.
right.
But it was mhm.
But you weren't married before any of this stuff.
No, 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 no.
So even if we give you the first kid was young,
Mhm.
you waited 12 more years and then you did the same thing unmarried.
I
Why?
did not want to be married. I really did
Why?
not.
Why? Please help us make sense of this because I can't understand. Men don't understand why y'all choose to be single mothers.
Stability and accountability. So I would want to say that it was based on the way that I was brought up, but I will not use that excuse. I will actually say that that was not my mindset at that time because I just thought a great relationship, have a child, and then all of
Did you
the
go to
other.
college?
I did.
Did you graduate?
I did.
Man, you know this is backwards as all get out and go. We try to make sense out of chaos. A college educated black woman is sitting here saying that I didn't want to get married. And I don't, men just really don't understand. Y'all say this stuff like it's supposed to make sense. And just because y'all use a bunch of words,
Okay, so what I'll just honestly say to you is that at that time I was not in a space where I had been um, cultivating myself, working on myself,
then why make a
and
baby?
very
You can
great
have
question.
sex. You can have sex, but why the baby?
I at that time, to just be honest with you, the person that I was dealing with, which is my child's father, he was he was really really great, and
He
I
wasn't your
want
husband. These are just words. You know how babies are made. You were
he was
27
not, but
years.
I did want to have a child.
Why?
I wanted
But
to have a child with him. I
you did
did.
this
I,
purposely.
I'm just being told it. Yes,
I
I
know,
did.
and we're trying.
Yes, yes.
And
I
okay,
went to him and
so
asked him if we could
so
have a
so
child,
if
and
you
we
want to get
decided to
married
do
in the
that.
future, so if you want to get married in the future, you're looking for a stepfather who's going to accept that you were a young mother and then you chose to have a child purposefully. See, this is
Mhm.
why the reason your relationships don't work out don't matter to men. This is why, because it's like, well, you've chosen this path, and if somebody comes along, they gotta. Okay,
I
I
wouldn't
don't.
say that my relationships. I
Go
would
ahead.
not say that my relationships don't. I let me change that first. I wouldn't say that I am in question as to, oh my gosh, why don't these relationships work out? Or, oh my gosh, why
Then why
can't
don't they
I
work
find
out?
this particular
Why don't
caliber
they
of
work
female?
out?
Um, I would say that they don't work out because oftentimes I don't want them to progress.
Why?
I just really don't.
Why?
I would say more than likely just what would I say that I would not, why they do not work out? If I could just give you just a straight answer,
Yes.
because it's my doing. It's my doing. I have found things, and it may be like a self sabotage type of
Have you had
situation.
therapy?
I have been through therapy, and I am currently in therapy. I am currently working on myself. I've done a lot of work on myself that I had not done 4 years ago. Um, yeah, I've done a lot of work that I
Okay.
had not
Okay.
done 4 years ago.
All right. So this is why it's hard for women to listen to women like you talk. You come in talking like what women should do and should do this and should do that, and I hear your spirit, but then we start getting into the selfishness of living your situation, and it totally undercuts everything you're saying, and it makes no sense to men. So Do you think that there will be a point in the future where you will ever be a suitable candidate to be a wife of a man of value? He doesn't have to be high value, just a productive, competitive man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely feel that just alone all the work that I've done on myself, all the work I've done on myself, all of the work that I've done with my children, to build my children up, um, to create a home, to create a lifestyle. I feel that I definitely have a lot to offer, and I've
What do you
been
have to offer to a man? What do you have to offer?
I have I have quite a bit. I'm kind. I am um, I'm very conscious. I take responsibility of
Whoa,
my.
whoa, 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 whoa! I challenge that one, man. I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
Tell me how.
Go listen to your call. I'm going to need you ladies to not come in talking about what women should do. Stick to yourself because it's the only thing you can really talk about. I'm really trying to understand, and I'm going to look in the comments. I see everybody in the comment section. I see everybody in the call queue, and we're going to get there. But I'm really trying to understand, and I'm going to look at some of the ladies. Did anybody understand? I'm trying to understand why she. I don't think women really get that level of selfishness is unattractive. I just And the answer is women like her can go make babies because there's no consequence. There's no public shame. There's no nothing. She can go have children and then think that she can still be ready for a man who's out here doing what he needs to do. And that's what my critics and detractors need to understand. The women y'all are asking men to go marry are incredibly selfish. For the most part, they are usually very selfish.
Can you
Hello?
hear me?
Yes. How old are you?
29.
29. All right. How do I pronounce your first name?
Phaedra.
All right. What do you got for me? Why are you unhappy?
I am not unhappy, but I think as I age towards my third decade,
Mm-hmm.
I think what you're saying might be true.
Mm-hmm.
I spent my 20s getting degrees and being happy and dating
I'm a
freely.
PhD.
However, now that I'm getting closer to 30 and the clock is starting to tick, I feel like maybe I should have tried to be more serious with men.
What? Why were men not top of mind?
Why were men not what?
Top of mind. Meaning in the state of meaning, can you survive? Can you really survive in this world to the end? Well, but let me back that. As a woman, in the modern world, you don't need a man.
To try to be more serious with men.
What? Why were men not top of mind?
Why were men not what?
Top of mind. Meaning in the state of meaning, can you survive? Can you really survive in this world to the end? But let me back that. As a woman, in the modern world, you don't need a man because men have civilized the world in general to where the police, the fire department, the food, everything else is already prepared for you. But why does every other group of women seem to be able to do everything you said and still have a man?
I'm unsure. I feel like
Was your mother married? Your mother married?
No. But I didn't grow up with my mother either. So
Who'd you grow up with?
She passed away when I was a kid, so I grew up with my aunt and my uncle.
Okay.
So they were married.
All right. Did they have any children?
Yes.
At what age were you with them?
My sister is 43.
No.
Well,
What age did you go to your aunt and uncle?
Oh, I was 3 or 4.
Oh, you were raised with a married couple.
Yes, I was.
All right. So if you saw a married couple, why, I'm trying to understand why you did not think that you need to be married before. I mean, see, it doesn't get communicated to Black women that marriage equals success in life.
Well, I think that's it. Growing up with my aunt, she was the breadwinner, if you will. And she always said, prioritize your education, because that's something that obviously nobody can take away from you. And then you won't have to rely on a man. I think.
Your aunt told you to prioritize education.
Yes.
What did your uncle do?
I think he was like a tradesman, or he was a tradesman.
So she was the breadwinner.
Yes.
How many children did they have?
They had one together. She also had one from a previous marriage, and then he has some from a previous marriage as well.
So your aunt did the same negative programming of men that so many women do, Black women in particular. So where Black men are either the enemy or something to be used. Get your degree so you don't have to rely on no man, meaning a man is danger.
Okay.
From the time you were a little girl, you were made to fear men. Men want something from you. They want your boobs. They want your butt. They want this. They want that. You got to beware, beware, beware. They're bad. They're bad. Beware, beware. You can't trust them. Take care of yourself. You can't rely on them. But danger, danger, danger. Stranger danger, stranger danger. Then you were given, but only deal with a man if he can pay your bills, provide for you, possibly give you some good sex. So he's a utility or an enemy of some sort. Something to be feared.
I don't know if it's fear. I think it's more so just protection, because
What do you mean just protect? What do you mean just protection?
Protection from if he decides he wants to live a different life. Eventually, you don't have to. Bullshit. Your life doesn't.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Why? Yeah, because why do you were taught to be able to live apart from a man? That's fine. That's why we got 1 in 4 of our women who were marrying 80% of our kids out of wedlock, because women teach women this dysfunctional shit. If your aunt wasn't happy with her husband, she should have left him. But she got her man. She's telling you, don't be like me. And why do so many other women seem to be able to go get a degree and still be able to find a husband and have families? Because, be honest, most Black women were not raised to look at Black men as your other half. We are a foreign species to you. We are almost a different race. It is. Do you think of a Black man as you?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty pro-Black, so.
But were you raised as, okay, how could you, okay. Well, if that's the case, let me challenge that. How long have you been pro-Black?
Ever since I left my PWI undergrad. So 2013.
So the most pro-Black thing you can do is marry a Black man and go Black baby.
Yeah, and have Black babies.
Where that at?
I'm working on it. I'm trying, and that's where I'm at. And like, I'm trying to, I know you're saying, I've listened to your programs a lot, and you said that average women should be okay with dating average men. And I don't think I'm overly above average. So I'm trying to get comfortable with.
Okay. You have a degree? You have a degree in what?
My undergrad's in finance and information technology.
You have
and
a
I have a master's too, yes.
In what?
Data science and business analytics.
How many kids would you like to have?
2.
What state do you live in?
Right now I'm trying to move to Pennsylvania, but I just moved from Charlotte to Philadelphia.
Okay. How tall are you?
5'3".
Dress size?
Dress size?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a 6'8".
Okay. And you said finance, IT, and then what was your master's in?
Data science.
All right. So you want 2 kids. Do you want to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your first child and married?
Actually, yes. I'm actually trying. I'm moving to Philadelphia so I can do a career change, actually. I want to be a lawyer.
Hold on. You want to be a what?
I want to be a lawyer.
That doesn't make any sense, man.
I want to try to change careers.
Okay. I'm going to tell you why it doesn't make any sense.
Why?
You were doing fine until you told the truth.
Wait, what?
You were doing fine until you told the truth, but there's the truth. What
Oh,
woman
okay.
who why so to be a lawyer requires how much more schooling?
Yes. The school I'm looking to go to is 4-year program.
Yeah, 4 years. And how much more debt?
Plan is to not take on any debt. I don't
No,
have
no,
any
I
debt.
don't care about the plan. How much does the school cost?
In-state tuition is about $25,000, and I can
Don't give me the
Per
spin.
year.
25, 20, so $100,000.
Mhm.
So, and then you want to be married, 2 kids. $100,000 of debt, and then I'm going to assume you want to work as an attorney.
Yes.
Then who's going to raise your children?
Is that not possible to raise them myself?
Are you serious?
Is that not real?
Are you serious? You want to go back to school for 4 more years, go into $100,000 worth of debt, and then after you do all that, you think you would be an attorney, the kind of hours they put in, and be a competent, suitable mother?
I think it's too out of the order.
Comment section. This is the problem. They don't prioritize being mothers. It's about their independence and job. Why do you need to do that? If you're so
Why do I want to be an attorney?
Yes.
Oh, I want to be a civil rights attorney. I want to
be a civil rights attorney. Raise your children. Make two good black people instead of trying to take care of other black folks. See, what you're saying is I want to go out and do stuff for other people, and then your 2 kids, $100,000 in debt.
No, but I don't have any debt.
It doesn't matter if you don't have any debt, ma'am. Give you no debt. It's not the point. You still want to be an attorney?
Yes. I mean,
What?
don't you think it's something?
Oh, Jesus.
No, Jesus. No, it's like a passion. It's a calling. As a Black person and all the things that's happening around the country, I want to be helping other people that look like me.
First people you need to help is the ones that are coming out of your womb.
Fair enough. I mean, that is true.
Look at what you're talking about. Nothing you're saying is I want to be a wife and I want to work with a man and help him in his plan. It's you. Put your dick up. This is ego. I want to be an attorney so I can go get pat on the back by helping other black people while I have to turn my children over to someone else to let them raise them socialize and culture them while I'm out taking care of the struggle. And where's the man going to be? You ain't going to be his wife. You're not going to be his support system. You're not going to be his helpmeet.
I can't do that either. I hope I can be able to do that. I plan. That's the plan.
I can't make this up, people. They believe the Cosby shit is true. Ma'am, do you know how much work goes into being a damn attorney?
That is true. You guys, you're right. You're right. The Cosby Show is not real, and I have to think about it in real.
This is insane. Yeah. This is a modern woman who prioritizes education so much. A bachelor's and a master's ain't enough. She wants to go be a goddamn lawyer, but she's pro-black. And she'll get married and squirt out a couple of kids, but then another black woman presumably going to raise your children while you going to serve other black people's needs while your own family is getting what? So don't be mad when you come home and he's screwing the nanny.
Oh dear.
I'm not playing because what you're talking about, you're 30 years old talking about becoming an attorney, and see what most people would say, go on, girl, get your degree. Go on ahead and get such and so forth. That's that strong, independent. I don't need no woman. I need a backup plan.
I am a strong, independent woman.
Let's give it all to you.
Hear my womanly roar.
So, as opposed to go back to get my degree, you're saying I should be comfortable where I'm at.
I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just saying I need you to understand how ridiculous this sounds. You want to be a wife, and then where is your husband going to get a wife? Where are your children going to get a mother? Why is that not enough to give your life meaning? Why do you need to go outside of your home to help black people instead of making good black people? Why do we minimize mother and education of our own children? What you're doing is masculine. You're trying to draw a circle outside of your family instead of taking care of your family. So whose hand will be rocking your cradles, your children's cradle? Who are that?
I mean, in my brain, I thought I could do it all, but maybe it's not possible.
Are you insane?
And, I mean, you're right. It's fair. I have to start thinking about the possibility of like,
This is a 30-year-old woman, y'all.
yes, I know.
So you be pregnant, and your husband. So you what? Let's walk through this. You marry, and then your husband wouldn't get full access to his new wife because first year law is 100 hours a week of work reading.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weed out year. So he already wouldn't have a wife because if you never know anybody who went to law school, they're reading from sun up to sundown. It's the weed out year. Then you got to pass. So you got to do that. Then you got to pass the bar. So at what point does this man get his wife? Oh no, he gets a person in law school. All right, so he's basically sexless because it ain't like you're gonna be a fully functioning woman attending to his needs. You're gonna be so busy doing what you need to do. Then after you're out of law school, you're ready to pass the bar. You're pregnant. All right, then you got to try to join a firm and become a junior attorney. So you dropping your kids off because you got to put in long hours. So from 7 to 7 or from 6 to 6, your kids are somewhere else. Your husband's doing what he's doing. You come home, you still got legal stuff to do. Who's raising your children? This is as crazy as Nick Cannon just because he has money making all these kids. You don't want to be a wife. You want a picture, a Norman Rockwell, maybe not a Norman Rockwell. You want a picture of something. But y'all think about the logistics of this. A bachelor's, a master's, now you want a law degree. This is ego. And that's supposed to make you a hell of a woman somehow? That's what's been marketed to our community. I've said it before. In Black America, and Black women in particular, when shit's going awry or upside down and they know what to do, they go back to school. But I'm going to ask you the first question. Where would your husband get a wife in this?
Honestly, I was just hoping he would be supportive. I mean,
oh, thank you. So you'd be the husband.
I don't like that.
Can't make this shit up, people. Be supportive. To what end? And let's be clear. You want to be a civil rights attorney to help Black people, right?
Yeah.
But the very Black people, your Black husband and your Black children would be getting subpar. Your Black husband would get a wife and he wouldn't get a support system. He'd have to be supportive of you. Y'all heard that, right?
I said it, yeah.
Because you're telling the truth. I said you were doing fine until you told the truth. You don't want to be a wife.
I mean, I do, though. I want to be with someone who loves me, who loves the things that I enjoy. I love the things that they enjoy. We entertain each other. We're talking. We bring up beautiful Black babies. That's what I want. In addition to also helping other Black people. Are you saying it's like kind of not possible to do both?
How many hours a week are you working?
My job is really laid back right now. So
how many hours a week are you working?
40.
How often do you go to the gym?
About 4 times a week.
How much time do you spend in the gym?
Cycle bar is about, I think it's 45 minutes.
So about 4 hours, 3.5 hours a week?
Sure. Yeah.
How much time you spend in cooking class?
Cooking class?
Uh-huh.
Cooking class is me just making dinner for myself.
No. How much time? See what I'm. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had it.
Thank you. So thank you. So you're only working 40 hours. So an average job you're working out. So since it ain't that, since what you're talking about, just you should be putting in 60, 70, 80 hours worth of activity. Since you got all this energy, where's all that in your regular life? You got a job and you work out. I should hear a woman who's in cooking class, etiquette, this, that, so and so forth. You should sun up to sundown. I want to see that activity.
Okay.
You just sat down with us. This is what gets marketed to Black women. Go out and get heavily degreed and go out and work. And I'm still trying to understand why it makes more sense for you as a pro-Black woman to want to be an attorney? And is your husband going to get a full wife? That's a yes or no question.
You've laid it out so that I don't think so.
I'm asking you.
I feel like
So your husband will get a full wife.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I can
Your
do
husband
that.
will get a full wife, a woman who has to put in 60 hours a week, or 60 hours as an attorney, plus all that stuff. He get a full wife. Okay. Then would your husband get a full wife, and would your children get a full mother?
Absolutely. To me, you put your children first before anything.
I want you to go back and listen to this on slow, because you're putting you above everything else. And this is the indoctrination, folks. I that's why I'm letting this go, because she really thinks that she can do all this. And this amount of work would tax even a man with our stamina and our physiology. When I say pressure made for shoulders, not hips, women like her have been told, if you ain't a superwoman, you got to be a wife and a lawyer and a civil rights attorney and a mother and all this other kind of stuff. She can do it all.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I have been told that you can do it all.
Right. And where's your last relationship was where?
Currently dating.
How was your last relationship?
I'm in a relationship now.
How long have you been in this relationship?
It's pretty new, about 6 months.
Are you guys monogamous?
Yes.
What was your last relationship before this one?
Long time ago. Like 3-4 years ago.
How long did it last?
Not long, like 8 months.
Have you ever had a relationship over 2 years?
No.
You can't make it up, people. Remember I say no relationship skills? No long-term cooperation? Gentlemen, and this is why non-Black women look at Black men that you would be attracted to, because the man you'd be attracted to be a bachelor's, master's, and an attorney ain't going to be an average guy.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to not place my own, what I
I'm
do.
going to finish the point. I'm going to finish the point I'm going to make.
Oh.
The kind of man that could get your eye is an attractive man on several different levels. But look at, and you're coming, and he's already going to get a fraction of you. And other women are coming to the table offering full women who are support systems. That's an easy choice. That's an easy choice. I get a woman who's FBI, feminine, beautiful, inspirational, my support system versus you, and I got to support you. Easy choice. I'll have sex with you. I'll marry her. Easy choice for most men. The men who will go with you, take this kind of deal, are beta males who are going to need somebody to provide for them.
I don't know if I like that either.
No. Man, to bring it home, you were raised by your aunt who told you don't worry about yourself, get a degree, and for some reason in your mind, well, you got 2 degrees, a bachelor's and a master's. You want to go to law school. Nothing in what you're saying is, I want to be with the man and help him, build him, help his purpose. That's your place. You want him to help you. You are the man. Buy a dog.
Oh my God.
And get some therapy.
I go through therapy.
How long you been in? How long you been in?
I started, what is it, July? Almost about 6 months. Yeah,
Okay.
started earlier this year.
And you're dating, and the person you're dating with the intention of what?
Well, we talked about getting married and having kids.
Uh-huh. And what does he do for a living?
He is a solar installer. Yeah, solar installer.
And how old is he?
He's also 30.
Too young.
You said what?
Too young.
He's too young? Who am I
Can he-
supposed to date?
Can he? I'm done with this part, but that's, I don't think men should be looking to marriage over 30, over at least around 35. And for you, I would be really concerned, because your goals, man, you've been honest, man, but you want this Cosby single girl living single kind of life that you want to wedge a man into, and he's supposed to be supportive. The kind of man that will accept that deal is a weak man. Men who are about their shit, men are on their purpose, they would have sex with you, they would deal with you, but there's no way in Hades that they would seriously think to marry you because they wouldn't be getting a support system. They'd have to fight you for control of the relationship. The only place they could probably expect you to submit would be in the bedroom, and that would be until the term papers do. You need to really reconsider what you want, man, because this is a formula for disaster.
Unfortunate.
You can't. Ladies, understand something. You cannot have it all. No one can. Make a choice. If not, you were definitely going to end up having to buy that dog.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Spotlight News. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Here in our videos, we talk about marriage, feminism, communication skills, and how to navigate yourself around men and women. So before we proceed, let's give respect to the fallen legend, Papa Kevin Samuels, for having good work, and may his work stay forever, and may his legacy stay forever, for bringing out the black society to the world and to the light. First of all, before we proceed, I'm going to repeat this same statement. You should first be proud of your past, then you work on your present. There is no way you're going to work on your present and you're not proud of your past. The past determines your present. You have to first admit your past mistakes. Then after working on them, then after working on the past mistakes, that's when you bring out a better present. But there's no way you're going to work on the present and you're still running away from the past. First of all, we're going to look at this lady. First of all, she thinks she made it in life. First of all, she thinks having a kid without their dad is the best. But according to what she's saying, it's like she is a selfish lady who woke up one day and ran away from the kids so that she can have her own motives and because of how she is selfish. Let me call her selfish because it seems she doesn't care. She doesn't really care if her kids are growing up with a dad, if or they're not growing up with a dad. So it seems she doesn't care wherever it comes on their way. First of all, allow me to say she is looking for a stepmom, a stepdad to take over all the responsibility of her kids. But in that, she thinks she studied a lot. She thinks she needs to be the man in the family because according even how she talks, she speaks. If you're to listen to her, I think this is the most arrogant interview I've ever had. According to what she talks, you can't tell me someone who speaks like that. She'll leave a man to rule her. Actually, she'll make sure she's the one to rule the man because she thinks she has it all. At the same time, not knowing that someone is going to come and pick her from where she is. This person is going to become a dad to the kids which don't belong to him. So she has to be calm so that someone can pick her from where she is so that they can continue. Actually, this is the sad reality. Most ladies that end up becoming single mothers, it's their fault. Most of them, it's their fault. And because of defending their mistakes, they will be like, they will take it to be a normal thing. But trust me, deep down in their hearts, they aren't happy. So these are the kind of people you find when they're like me. I can't leave a man to rule me. I can't do this for man. So at the end of it all, they end up losing a family. They end up losing a serious person because they are so selfish to themselves. They don't care what their kids are really going to pass through because actually, trust me, a family that grows up together, it is the best. Who doesn't like that? They all like it, but because of their manners and after someone making someone a baby daddy, then they start, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this and this. I think that brings us to the end of today's comment. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube videos. And let's give respect to the work, that educative work Mr. Kevin's left for us. Bye bye. May God bless you and stay tuned.